Welcome everyone, I'm Miss Heather and I'm here to read you another story. And I've got today Margaret and H.A. Ray's Curious George's Dinosaur Discovery. So we're going to look at scientists and see what they do and what they might discover. And so let's check in with Curious George. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. George loved to go places with his friend the man with the yellow hat. One of their favorite places to visit was the Dinosaur Museum. Today is a special day, George's friend said. We are going to do something very interesting. George was curious. What could be more interesting than a trip to the Dinosaur Museum? The man with the yellow hat led the way through the museum. George wanted to stop and look at the dinosaur bones, but his friend kept going. So George kept following. Finally, they walked right out the back door. Here's his friend with the yellow hat. Here's George. He's like, wait, I want to look at all the stuff. George and the man with the yellow hat climbed into a van and rode to a rocky quarry. Dozens of people were there. Some were digging with shovels. Others were using pickaxes or other kinds of tools. So let's see, this is kind of a pickaxe. It has that pick on the end. This is a paintbrush, which seems silly, but that's how they dust off the little particles so you can really see. Surprise, George's friend said. We will be helping the museum scientists dig for dinosaur bones. George was curious. Were there really dinosaurs buried in the quarry? He ran over for a better look. George watched the scientists work. She dug up some dirt and put it into her sifting pan. It took a long time to sift it, and in the end, no dinosaur bones. Oh well, she said, time to try again. But the next pan was empty too. So was the next one, and the one after that. George yawned. So far, digging for dinosaurs was not as exciting as he'd expected. George was curious. How could he help find dinosaur bones? Look, he's got all the tools right there by his bucket. George wanted to help. He picked up a brush and went to work. But it turns out that monkeys are not very good at dusting. Put one in each eye. Too hard. Too much. As he herded away from the cloud of dust, George bumped into a wheelbarrow. Maybe there were dinosaur bones in it. He climbed up to look inside. But the wheelbarrow was awfully tippy. Oh no. Oh no. Crash! George, the wheelbarrow and a whole lot of dirt went flying. Hey, someone cried. What's that monkey doing? Uh-oh. George scampered away straight up the cliff. Monkeys are good at climbing, so George kept going. Higher and higher. When he got to the top, he accidentally knocked a stone over the edge. That stone hit another stone, which hit another stone, and another. Oh no, it was a rock slide. Look at all these things, but look in the side of the mountain. Man in the yellow hat's like, George! But look right here. George could hardly believe what he saw. Dinosaur bones! Look at this big bone. After that, the dinosaur dig was even more fun. George helped the scientists dig and sift and dust and take photographs of the bones he had found. Look how big that is next to George. They're all excited now. Yay, George. Oh, it says new, Georgosaurus, they named him. And the next time he and the man with the yellow hat visited the Dinosaur Museum, George got to see his dinosaur on display. The end. He's so funny. So there's a little bit more here about exploring land and water, and I'd like to read that to you as well so we could learn a little bit more about scientists and exploring. Our country has many kinds of places for you to explore. Some places are made of water, some are made of land. So this is the ocean. These are some mountains. This is the Atlantic Ocean. This body of water is an ocean. It is very big. People swim and fish in oceans. This body of water is a river. The water in a river is always moving. People use rivers for work and play, and this happens to be the Mississippi River. Mount Shasta. This land is a mountain. It is very cold on top. The snow will not melt there, even in the hot summer. See how beautiful it is down here and how cold it is? And it doesn't seem very far, but it's very far. This is Cumberland Island. This land is an island. An island has water all around it. You need to go on a boat to get to it, because you can't drive to an island. This map shows land and water. How can you find places on the map? Look for the ocean, river, mountain, and island. This is something called a key. And in this key, it'll show if it looks like this, it says it's a mountain. Looks like this, it's an island. This is a river, and this blue is an ocean. So if I match those up, if I go, if I just look at my map and I go, what is this? I want to know what this is. So I look at the key and I go, river, it looks like that. And then if I go, what is this? I come over here and I go, mountain, that's a mountain. And then this is, where's it at? Right there. That's an island. And then all this blue, that would be the ocean. Very good. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again soon. Mwah.